That's Nick.
And that's Joseph. And today we're here to talk about Guns Up, the 10th film from Edward Drake, which Vertical Entertainment is releasing July 18th, 2025.
Do you know any of Edward Drake's other films?
I don't. However, 7 of those previous films all starred Bruce Willis, including a Detective Night trilogy. And they came out in that period when Brucey was signing on to do all those projects, and we're not sure if he really understood what he was doing at the time, maybe. Do you remember that?
Mm-hmm. What is Guns Up about? Ray Hayes, once a cop, now works as a debt collector for the family. Nearing freedom, he plans to leave the mob and open a diner. But after a botched final job, his life and the lives of his wife and kids are at risk. With one intense night looming, Ray must protect his unsuspecting family and escape the city before the mob catches up. What is your pull quote?
Guns Up is a pleasant, innocuous, B-grade action flick, indubitably borrowing from countless other films about families who slay together, stay together. But Kevin James and Christina Ricci supply a charm these narratives often lack.
Mine. Guns Up is a solid action film with strong lead performances and familiar beats. Entertaining enough, but lighter on laughs than you may expect.
Yeah, it's pretty serious up until the third act.
Yeah, I mean, the comedy is very light, but I do think the leads, Kevin James and Christina Ricci, are really cute together.
Yeah, they have a nice chemistry. I think if you're, really need Kevin James to do his comedy, you might be disappointed, but I kind of liked seeing him be more like the straight man.
And he looks great.
Yeah.
I thought he felt like Jason Statham's bearish brother.
I mean, I would much rather watch this again than Paul Blart.
The story is that Kevin James plays this cop, Ray Hayes, and we see 5 years earlier he was working as a cop and realizing that he's never going to make enough money to sort of do something bigger for his family when he's approached by the local mob boss played by Melissa Leo.
Mike.
Yeah, her name's Michael. And she says, I'll pay you $500,000 a year. You'll get 401k, medical, dental. And when you're ready to leave, you can just leave. But I need you as a henchman because he has a reputation for being like a great cop. And he agrees to do it. And he tells her, my goal is to open up a family business. So I'm going to work for as long as it takes to save up the money to do so. And apparently that takes 5 years. We meet him in current day, and this all happens on one day. His wife tells him, oh, we have enough money to buy the diner, Christina Ricci. And he's like, okay, well, I'm going to quit my job as a henchman. And it's clear that she knows what he does, but they keep it a secret from their 2 children, daughter and son. So we also see that the mob leader, Melissa Leo, is killed. By this guy named Lonnie. Played
by Timothy V. Murphy, who has also worked for Edward Drake before.
And he takes over their operation and tells Kevin James, you can't quit. So then that's where it's pretty predictable because he's going to have to fight his way out of it. What you don't see, unless you watch the trailer gives it away, that Christina Ricci's character would also appear to be a hit man of sorts. We find out that her parents worked as hitmen for Lonnie.
They were butchers.
But that he killed them
because they wanted to leave.
And Christina Ricci, as a young girl, actually blinded Lonnie in one eye. And she spent many years after trying to find him, but gave up, assumed a new identity. And then, a very crazy plot point is that she ends up meeting Kevin James and marries him.
Kind of like what we'd expect for Vivica A. Fox's daughter in Kill Bill.
Yeah, actually. So then, of course, the 2 take down the family, or the new mob family. And then the final scene is they have opened up their diner. But the final shot is that their first customers walk in and they have guns. So who knows?
Guns Up.
If there's a part 2, I'd watch it.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised. This opened in several other territories first. I think there was some behind-the-scenes drama you were reading about because the director was kicked out of the writers' union because he was working on the script during the strikes. It's kind of like that Josh Hartnett movie, Fight or Flight, that opens in many other countries before it finally landed a theatrical release here, which, is usually not a great indication of how the distributor feels about it. But, I mean, this could be a little sleeper for them.
I hope so, because I think it's well done. I will say, it is a decent action film. It doesn't really come to life until the hour, 10-minute mark. And it's a 90-minute movie. And that's when Christina Ricci reveals herself as having killer instincts.
And then and then she's kind of cute and funny. And
I would say she's the bulk of the comedy. So the final 15 minutes,
20 minutes,
is very, very pleasant with her.
Well, that's when it takes on a life of James Cameron's True Lies, if you remember that, where Arnold Schwarzenegger's undercover and then Jamie Lee Curtis, they have secrets from one another and then come together as a family. I liked that they mentioned John Wick in the film, but also Cape Fear. Mm-hmm. The daughter has a line about Max Cady, because you could almost see where they could have gone a lot harder in both the comedy and the action, kind of subversive ways that I kind of think if they had, it would have made this an excellent film.
Yeah, well, because unfortunately, I'm going to have to add this to my list of annoying teenage daughters. Because, the daughter's kind of insufferable. Well,
immediately it brought to mind that recent Jamie Foxx, Cameron Diaz film, Back in Action.
Or G20.
With the teenage daughter elements, and a highly skilled mother. Yes, I think that is a really annoying trope. However, I think the teen daughter in this isn't as aggravating as the young women in those aforementioned films.
Sure. But I was thinking this, if they wanted to lean in more on the comedy, it would have been funny if this family were more sitcom-y.
Mm-hmm. Like Leave It to Beaver.
Yeah, kind of. Because the son, he's very...
Well, he's a trope as well.
Well, he's like a little Sheldon. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, he's very cute. And I think maybe if they would have leaned into that, and then we discovered that this family is actually a little more equipped to handle the bad guys.
Well, because he's fascinated with lions, and he's reading this, what looks like an old library book, and reading to his father about how lions as apex predators in their environment have to spend a lot of time putting on showing up and putting on a performance by just being seen by others so that they know the king is there.
I also thought if it wanted to be more subversive, they could have taken the daughter, the teenage girl from Jurassic World Rebirth, and her annoying ass boyfriend. And then maybe have Kevin James kill the boyfriend. Because this movie is extremely violent.
Oh, you could have had some nice Pritzi's Honor stuff in there of that this is a great opportunity to our family will never live in the shadows of these monsters again, but also we can get rid of some people we can't stand.
I will say the plot related to Kevin James hiding his identity from his kids, because we see that in the 5 years, he has maintained this lie that he still works for the police department.
Yes, and he has a little partner that also seems like he's supposed to be the comic relief, but it never really gets there.
I liked that actor and the character. I thought he was fine, but I felt he should be funnier. Mm-hmm. But on Kevin James, what he thinks is his final day, he's running errands with his partner when he gets a call from his kids' Catholic school saying that they've been kicked out for fighting. And I thought that was kind of a crunchy scene.
That's crunchy, but it also is selling the message of the film, which is it's okay to stand up. You need to be able to stand up for yourself and your family, even if that means breaking the rules.
But when he pulls up, it's clear that the kids have never met his partner or the guy he works with. And the guy, Kevin James says, stay in the car, don't say anything. And the guy immediately gets out and starts talking to the kids. And I think it's supposed to be funny. It's cute.
It's cute.
He's teaching the kids how to shoot a gun. And
in that Fast and the Furious kind of way.
Yeah, but the nun is being a little, I don't know.
She was out of pocket.
She was out of pocket, but also I don't understand why you'd send your kids to Catholic school if you don't want them to be, handled this way.
Well, also, you don't seem to run a religious household either, so...
But yeah, I think we're missing a little bit of the farce of the dad hiding his real job from his family. I wouldn't have minded 10 minutes of us getting to see what his kids think he does. How does he hide it?
I would have loved to see maybe some behaviors from Christina Ricci at home that everybody's kind of ignoring, but once her secret...
How she's really good at cutting up.
Well, Gina Davis in Long Kiss Goodnight.
Right,
yeah.
right.
I was a chef.
Yeah. But so once all is revealed and the kids see that their mom is also a badass, and then, they have to kind of explain what's going on. Christina Ricci asks her kids, on a scale of 1 to 10, how traumatizing is this? I thought that was funny.
I like when she flips over that bar.
I think the final 15 minutes are really cute with her, because she's giving like really intense eyes because she wants to kill Lonnie, the new mob boss.
Well, because of their past history and take out his other eye.
And she does get her comeuppance. Although I will say that scene was a little underwhelming because she confronts him Christina Ricci confronts Lonnie while he's in a car. Mm-hmm. And so you would think he would just run her over. But then he kind of like drives by her, and then she slices his neck with a butcher knife and then goes to cut out his other eye. I feel like there might have been a better way to do that. But...
I agree. Also, I think a weak part is... So Lonnie... Okay, first let's get into Melissa Leo, who I think is actually really good in her limited screen time. But she is a serious woman.
Yeah.
There is no sense of this being a comedic action film while she's on screen. It's like, whoa, she's in a Martin Scorsese flick. That she's in Goodfellas. That's what she's
I would actually love a movie with her and this character in a serious like mob film.
Oh yeah, she sold it. Sometimes that doesn't work with the energy, kind of like her performance in Olympus Has Fallen, if I'm recalling correctly. Like that, she could have maybe eased up on the gas a little bit. And part of her scenario involves Luis Guzman, who facilitates Kevin James working for her. And I think there's a really weak narrative plot point where Lonnie takes over. It's clear he's not going to let Ray Hayes quit. And Ray's like, I can't work for this man anymore. Luis Guzman tricks him into assassinating Lonnie's nephew.
Obnoxious nephew.
Yes, he's like, oh, Lonnie... secretly, he wants you to kill his nephew. So
I thought that plot point was crazy.
That's stupid because he doesn't receive those orders directly from Lonnie. He kills the obnoxious nephew. Lonnie, who did not order him to do that, loses it and decides to hunt Ray down in his family, hunt Ray's family down.
Yeah.
And then it comes to fruition that, oh, Luis did that so... I guess I don't know what. So that they would distract Lonnie and they could take him down.
Yeah, because I was expecting Luis Guzman's character to just say, we need to plan a takeover.
Right. Well,
like, why not plan something where you have the advantage, not like this sort of slapshod, reckless, assassination.
They're going to go after his wife and kids,
yeah.
Which they do. And then Luis Guzman says that because Christina Ricci is chastising him and he's calling him Iggy. And he's like, well, I knew you guys could handle it. I think there's another way that could have been.
Well, and then in the end, Luis Guzman's character is at the diner, so I guess all's well that ends well. I don't know. I felt like his actions were kind of crazy.
I'd have a problem with that for sure, yeah.
That being said, I think this exceeded my expectations. Had I paid to see it in the theater, I would be happy. And yeah, I would watch this director's next film.
Overall, I think it looked... Again, I haven't seen his previous films, but this looks to have... There seems to have been more effort put into it. It was shot by Brendan Galvan, who he lends that movie Plane with Gerard Butler and Unhinged with Russell Crowe, which we reviewed. But I thought it looked fine. The action sequences are choreographed at least well enough to where you're not taken out by any of it.
Mm. What would you give Guns Up?
I think it's fair to give it a 3.
I think it's good. I would give it 3 out of 5. Join us on Patreon and listen to our podcast. Bye.